Ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a look at We Are Football 2024. This is the new version of We Are Football. I covered the original. It was an interesting game. It was an interesting take on the whole football managerial process. It was kind of like, I like FM, but it's just a spreadsheet. Let's throw a bunch more graphics in there. Let's throw some things that a manager would never have to deal with, but could be fun, dealing with the stadium, dealing with shirt sales, dealing with all of that wonderful stuff. I'm not sure if it took off or not, to be honest, but I enjoyed the thought of it. I enjoyed the time that the devs put into it, and I really want to see how it kind of grows from there. So today we are taking a look at We Are Football 2024 to see how it's progressed in the series and kind of maybe where it can go from here. This is just a quick intro to the game. This is not a full review or anything. This is not starting a save or anything like that. I might do both of those later on down the road, but we're just taking the first hour of gameplay and seeing what it's like. So let's jump on in. So we're going to take the next hour or so and take a look at We Are Football 2024, see what's changed, see what things have been added, and see how it could definitely improve in the future. So right now you can see there is an editor that you can play with. There was one in the original game. It was interesting to play with. I didn't really do much with it, but if I get into a series, if I start covering this a bit more, I will definitely show the editor and see what we can do with it. But for right now, we are going to simulate a new game or start a new game. And again, just like the original had, there's a men's football, there's a women's football. We're going to take a look at the 2024 basic database of men's. Now, there was a mod in the previous database or in the previous game that you could create, or you could have all the actual real-time players, Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, things like that. You could have all in the game. I'm sure they will do that here as well. It hasn't hit yet, but I'm sure it will at some point. It's just a lot of work. Now, one cool thing is, as you can see, there are several different ways of playing this game. World Cup, European Championship, Club Creation, Career, and Club Selection. FM had this. I don't believe you could do this in the previous version of We Are Football, but you have a selection to choose from. We are obviously going to choose Club Selection and Liverpool, but you do have a way that, I'm getting tired of my Liverpool save. We keep winning all the time. But let's try something else. You go to the World Cup, you can do all that too. So we're going to choose Liverpool. They do have a lot of the same, the color schemes and things like that. Obviously, they do not have the licenses for the Premier League, the La Liga, Serie A, and all that. So you unfortunately can't do, that's why they don't have the players. That's why you don't see Manchester United, but you see Manchester R. But we are going to start out on a £34,000 signing bonus, £180,000 salary. You do have options. I would like a contract longer than 1 year. Sure, what the heck. Let's accept that and see how it goes. I do not want national team. You can if you want, but welcome to Liverpool. The staff are expected, but your signing has not yet triggered a great euphoria, yet that still may come. The fans agree that there aren't many big alternatives in the manager market, so you should be given a chance. Soon you will be introduced to the team and can tell the players what to expect. We wish you luck in your new job. You're gonna need it. That's what was in the previous version of the game. I loved it. I thought that was hysterical. There are little hysterical touches like that, which are fantastic. But visually, this is what I'm looking for. FM has started to do that, but unfortunately has not gone as far as this did. And I just love the fact that there are visuals to it. I will say, We Are Football originally had a little too much graphical interface. There was too much going on the screen. We'll see if that changes in this time around. Action points, never understood them. Let's see, negotiating points, can I go up? Order happy with 88.1 million? Okay, you still want to reach position 8. Eighth position of the table. Now this is not, I think these are German devs if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but they're not native English speakers. So there's going to be a couple of non-English things here and there that we're going to see. So this is our first team. We've got some players here. The goalkeeper is the best. We got a right midfielder who can also play DM and CM. Not too bad. Unfortunately, looks like that right midfielder down here is not all that great. Now each copper star is a 1-star, so he's at level 5. He's got 5 copper stars. Level 6, you get to the blue or silver stars or whatever you want to call it, and then up you start with the gold stars after that. Overall, I mean, our team looks okay. Contract is ending soon, it looks like. So we're gonna have to check that out. Check out what kind of shape we're gonna deal with, what kind of tactic we're gonna look at. But now this is the whole thing about We Are Football. It is based on a week-long time period. You're not doing, okay, this is what I'm going to do today, let's continue. Okay, this is what I'm going to do today, let's continue. This is, you're setting up your weekly schedule and you're running with the weekly schedule. The only time it stops kind of simulating during that week-long period is if you have to do something. Do you have to talk to a player? Do you have a match? Do you have, a media chat that you need to deal with? So anytime like that, it'll stop simulating, you'll do that, and then it'll continue simulating after that. I didn't care for that the first time around, simply because if you've got something that you're halfway through a week and you realize, oh shoot, I should have done this, or I would have rather have had a friendly on this day instead of this day, you can't change anything. It's once your week is set, it's set, and you kind of go until the next week, and then you kind of fix what you broke. But it's an interesting look at it. I got annoyed with it the first time around. We'll see what happens this time. So now this is your home screen. It is definitely a lot better than the original one. The original one, you could scroll for days and there was so much around. And now you've got little tweaks, little tabs out here where you can create selections. So if I want the table there, I want the next matches, I want maybe position progress, there's no one there. You can change that if you want. Dissatisfied players, you got a couple. So you can set this up on all sides, and I'm just throwing random things in here. And then you can get rid of it. It's like, okay, well, I don't need that right now. Give me some screen real estate, but, I want to see those again. Okay, I'm done. And there you go. It's a nice way to add stats-based widgets and things like that to the screen without actually cluttering the screen like the first one did. What's good and what's bad? We have a lot of bad stuff going on in this team, and I think that's going to be our problem. That's why we're expected to be position 8. We got a couple of good things, so definitely things to look at. So now this is one area that I had an issue with the last time, with the last game, is that there's so many different menus. FM kind of has that sidebar, which has the issue, but you got your first team, you've got your reserve squad, you've got your youth squad, you've got your injuries, your medical department, scouting, organization, HR, things that, so far everything here is in FM as well, but you've got finances that you got to deal with, stadium infrastructure that you got to deal with, that FM really doesn't deal with. And it's kind of the fun aspect of this game. It's also kind of one of the downfalls, is that you've got so much you got to deal with. You've got merchandise and marketing that you've got to look at, sponsorships that you've got to sign. There's a lot to this game, and for better or worse, it's what it is. Yeah, we're just going to crack on and get through this week and show you what happens during the week. So now, weekly planning. This is what I was talking about. You set up your week in advance. So these are the things you need to do this week. These are the things you should do this week, and you could do these week. And this is also what I was talking about. Do sport. You should do some sport. That's where the German to English doesn't really translate all that well. I believe this is basically just take time for yourself, go to the gym, go take a run, go do whatever. This has nothing to really team-based that you need to deal with. But all these other things are, so we're going to schedule these out and show you how it works. So first up, search for stadium sponsor. Your finance department suggests that you actively look for a sponsor. Okay, well, I've already set up that I want to organize a friendly, so we'll do that this week on Monday. Search for stadium sponsor, that'll be there. And then you've got a couple more things. Search stand sponsor, we'll do that, what the heck, there. And we'll just keep throwing things in to Monday through Friday. So all the things that I need to do are planned. You should do meet a fan club. So you know what? I'm gonna actually do that before investing my, am I doing that Monday morning? No, I'll do that Tuesday, late morning. You got that. Team event, that's a whole day. So we're gonna deal with that on Wednesday. Organize a training camp, I'll do that, Tuesday afternoon. And then organize a charity event. I think I already had a charity event, didn't I? I guess not. So we're doing that Thursday afternoon. And do some sport. Now here's the thing, hours planned, 54 out of 44. Your week is supposed to be 44 hours long. If you spend more than that, it is an extremely tough week. There's a lot of taxing work this week. You should allow yourself no breaks, take care of yourself. You should allow yourself no breaks. You should allow yourself some breaks, actually. But then you get into training. Now, earlier we talked about setting up, predefined weeks. And what I chose is basic fitness because I want my team to be, as fit as possible throughout the season. Now, this team training session, this week of team training sessions, I should say, is all about basic fitness. If I change it to a defensive play, all that will change as well. Obviously, so if I go back to basic fitness, you can tweak it. You can say, I want just my first 11 dealing with this and not my, players on the bench or anything like that. So there is a lot of customization, which is fantastic. Sometimes it gets a little too much, and right now I'm just letting the assistant coach deal with it and work on it. Now I don't have training groups, so this is your mentorship program. How do I deal with that? Assistant manager suggestions. You suggest no training groups. Okay, so I guess with that, we're gonna start the week. And as you can see, so set ticket prices, we're just gonna let them, get them happy. Get them happy. There you go, 90 pounds. They're happy with the VIP boxes. You know, I'm gonna do 250 just to make it a little more. Actually, no, because it doesn't income. Sold out stadium is a 5.2 million, whatever. So organize a friendly. We're gonna organize a friendly home stadium. Let's see, who should we do? I'm gonna do Perugia Dortmund. That sounds like a good one. So we're gonna work with them. Again, no licensing, so Perugia instead of Perugia, but still. Sponsorship negotiations. Now here's the thing that I always hated. So 4.4 million, okay, that's great. I want 4.6. I can negotiate and negotiate and negotiate. Oftentimes, they couldn't care less. I'm out of negotiating rounds, so we'll use last off. Really? So I didn't get them, apparently. That's too bad. Pulp Kitchen. This is one of the things, is you can negotiate, but they never take your negotiations for the most part. Let me up that to 420. Negotiate, 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 sign the contract. They're not doing anything. They're not budging. I don't know why they don't budge. They didn't in the first one, and it drove me crazy. So, cup draw. Now, again, graphically, FM has done a much better job lately, and this kind of looks like crap, unfortunately. So, We Are Football devs, I would probably make this look a little bit better. But we are playing Portsmouth in the 3rd division next time out for the cup draw. And cup draw is the season? Not really. Let's just get through it. Player was stuck in traffic. That was one of the funny things about last game. You got some of these funny little things that just happen, and they're wonderful. You know, player gets stuck in traffic. Someone, you know, choked on a bone at lunch or something like that. It was pretty funny to see. Obviously, don't choke on a bone, but so we're just gonna get through all this. So here we go. We have the boot camp. The players must survive out in the wilderness for 1 day and 1 night. They learn how to catch fish with a fishing basket, distinguish between lethal and delicious mushrooms, and what to do in a zombie apocalypse. It's good for grit. So little things like that make absolutely no sense. I think it's funny. Immediate transfer Akayo Mondes to Wolverhampton signed. Okay. I don't know who that is. We haven't really looked at scouting or anything like that, which is probably next on the sheet. So you get your little training reports after the week happens. You got a +6 right there to Riley Ramsey. So you can see how they grow on a continual basis. And then you're back to the start of the week. You set your next organization, staff, finance, whatever you want your personal focus to be that week. I'm going to keep basic fitness because we're going to keep going through that. We got Dortmund this week and a friendly. So I guess let's continue on and see what happens. So one of the positions that I found in our team that might be lacking because we've got one more season of a player. He's 35 years old, definitely not going to get much, but we got a couple of scouting situations going on. So we're going to see some of these players and how they grow. There's your scouting player. That's the players you're scouting. And we'll see upcoming talks. You can talk to players. So pretty much the same. Scouting jobs. Now, who am I going to have assigned to all these things? So now we're back to weekly planning. Do sport. What the heck? I will do some sport on Monday morning. Your youth department suggests holding a screening day. Sure, Tuesday. We're happy to do that. And I did set up a training camp in Mykonos for the end of the week. So we will see how that goes. But right now, we're heading out to play a Borussia Dortmund game. So here's our current board task. These are little things that if you fail, you get kind of punished. If you succeed, you get a nice little reward. So increase the fitness of the team to at least 90. If you manage to do this, you get 50 manager points. Okay. If you fail to do so, you will have to lead a training session wearing a London shirt. So that's fine. Sometimes it actually is pretty drastic. Oh crap. You can only sign one youth player during each screening day, so choose wisely. As the day progresses, you'll know more about the candidates. Well, I mean, none look very good. But I guess going back to the punishment, you can actually get, money taken off or 20% of transfer budget removed or things like that. It's kind of a pain. This is where I really need a tutorial to kind of help me walk through this because I don't know what to expect. I don't know what I'm looking for, but we've got Arthur McDermott coming in. I'm not going to probably see him much. So Assistant lineup is going to do the lineups, but we have a match today, a friendly against Perugia Dortmund, who look a little bit better on paper than us. You can see their goalkeeper and ours are the same. Their better defense, ours midfield's much better, but our attack is lacking. So we should actually look at maybe getting a striker or something. But now this is where you set up your tactics. You can have your training condition once per halftime, your own pressing. You do sporadically and just all the way down day and night. We're going to do selective. I'm probably going to leave all this alone. I don't know why. But defensive with long balls seems to be our player skills fitting player style. But secure and safe, ball possession football. So one of the funny things you can do is provoke match interruptions, floodlight blackout, grass sprinkler starts, and paid streaker. I think in the previous version you could get caught cheating like this, because it is cheating, but overall I think it's hysterical just to add little things like this into the game. Fouls, we're fair sports people. I don't want to see a yellow card. I mean, yeah, that's probably the best. I don't want to see unnecessary yellow cards. How's that? Revenge meter. I love that. That's probably going to be big once you get into the Premier League. Compare teams, you can compare the best players and all of that. So we are going to kick it off. Do I want to shout? I forgot how to do the shouts. That's the problem. There are some shouts like you can, this is a normal match that we've played professionally. You can increase your focus here. I don't remember how to do it though. Today your parents will be proud. We're going to increase our own quality and kind of go with that and see how that works. But we are going to kick it off. We start off with nothing. Oh wow, immediately we actually start out with a highlight. I've actually tested this before and didn't start off with anything. Unfortunately, it's a Perugia Dortmund highlight. They kick it into the box. That's not a good way to start. Milan roll, getting one in what, the first couple of seconds of the match? Now, the original did not have a 3D engine. Thank you, Liverpool. It had a 2D engine. And this is not exactly going my way right now. But the 2D engine was fine. It was just, squares on the pitch, and then you'd see the ball go back and forth, and you'd see the lines of the ball. So it's nice to see a 3D engine in this. And if you look closely, you could see actually a line drawn very lightly where the ball is, I believe. So if you see, yep, the ball is kind of curving in. Holy crap, that was nice. Unfortunately, not for us. So we finally have a corner in the 42nd minute. Gareth Kimberly into the box, out to Brody Cotterill, and just saved wide. Very nice save right there. John Klump. And I love how they have actual photos of players. It's nice that they've got these little touches in. That FM is still struggling with that graphical engine. It's awful. And I can't wait to see FM25 and see what they do with it. But, we're getting into halftime right now. Nothing really happened except that one goal. I wish I could, somewhere I'm sure I could see the stats of it all. But right now, still 7 substitutes possible. Defensive with long balls, I changed it to that. Yeah. Extra motivation. Selection automatic, East Westphalian, British. To get an advantage for the second half, you can have a specialist with more than 20 years of experience give an extra motivational speech to your team. East Westphalian or British? I mean, that's Perugia Dortmund. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's only a friendly, so I'm not going to waste it there. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to play this right now, so we're going to do a British one. Select, see what happens. We start off the second half. We do have a home advantage. Attendance is 39,000. Now you can do a quick 3D view of the stadium. Why didn't we have the puck? The puck, holy cow, I've been watching a lot of hockey. But we couldn't have got the ball off them. Safely caught by Samuel Davies. There is a 3D stadium view. It looks nothing like Anfield. We've got a penalty. George Jarvis, our central defender, somehow is our best penalty taker. Gets the goal though, 1-1. We'll see how it ends in 30 minutes. But so far, this has been a cracker of a second half. So another attack by Liverpool, and this is the thing, you don't get a lot of highlights, but you can get through matches really quickly, which you can't really do in FM. Yes, Arthur Hansen, our DM. What is our DM doing all the way up there? But 2-1. This is the second half. Is going to completely bananas after his goal. Okay, he's probably going to get a red card. But you change up to a really bad defensive positioning. and you get the second half. But Matis Hawk up to, I couldn't read that, but oh, that was a nice goal right there by Jan Behrens. Behrens. That doesn't feel so great though. Celebrating for by the team for his goal. Unfortunately, 2-2. Is that how it's going to end? I didn't even make a single substitution. Oh well. No, we're done. Okay. Are you finished? Can I click? Other matches are still playing. Wow. It's kind of weird that you have to wait for other matches to finish before you can actually click continue. So it couldn't have taken a couple of seconds extra to just sim that whole thing. So 120. There we go. Finally, we're done. So a 2-2 draw. Not the greatest of games. I do wish we could see actual logos, but you know, there we go. 2-2 draw in our first friendly. I wouldn't say that's too bad. And you get some pluses and minuses there for our team progress. And it is all about kind of progressing your players and your manager levels so that, you know, a Virgil van Dijk type of player can get better ball control or better, you know, player positioning, things like that. And the more they play, the more they, you know, train, the better they do. There you go. So we're in Mykonos right now. Okay, transfers and contract extensions. We're not going to worry about that right now. But training results for the week, and we are back. So a nice set of positives. I like seeing that. Mykonos was fun. No players were able to distinguish themselves during this training camp, apparently. No player has stood out in a particularly negative way. So I'll take the bad with the good. Satisfaction of your player, Aaron Turnbull, has risen 2 points. So it is kind of like an RPG-esque type of FM. The weather was superb. As expected, the players were able to train optimally and also enjoy comfortable temperatures in the evening. We definitely wanted them to be happy and playing their football. But as we start with the third week, I'm going to end it. This has been long enough. This is kind of the basics of We Are Football 2024 and the series in general. I will probably do a series with Liverpool. I can't do Inter Miami, which is what I kind of wanted to do. But the MLS is not there. But we are probably going to do something with Liverpool and just kind of show you a season and see how it goes. But, you know, that's it. This is We Are Football. It's a quick view. If you like it, let us know what you'd like to see more of and kind of, you know, what can the devs of We Are Football do to increase the game, better the game? Because it really isn't an FM, you know, comparison right now. FM is sheer Football Manager. It is the clear winner. We Are Football is just kind of the fun version of it. And I like it. It's enjoyable. I don't know if it's a day in, day out type of game though. But let me know what you think and what you want to see. But that is it for me. I am Sefian FM. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and enjoy.